أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم ياسين والقرآن الحكيم إنك لمن المرسلين على صراط مستقيم تنزيل العزيز الرحيم لتنذر قوما ما أنذر آباؤهم فهم غافلون لقد حق القول على أكثرهم فهم لا يؤمنون صدق الله العلي العظيم. Ninth class, I am talking to you and you are watching one word, Rana Tigrina. This is not the name of the human. Don't say any Rana Sahab that you are Rana Tigrina, because that is the name of an animal. That is the name of the frog. So you may be thinking, sir, why two names are there? Yes, definitely that is the binomial nomenclature. In the second chapter you will study that binomial nomenclature is the phenomena that you have to write the genus name first of all and the species name later on. The first capital of the genus name will be written by capital letter, and the small letter of the species will be written by the small letter, and that will carry out the procedure of binomial nomenclature, because the living things are the named on the basis of two names. One is the largest term, one is a small term. Largest genus, first alphabet capital, and small term species, the first letter of the species in small letter. That is the methodology explained by Carolus Linnaeus. The frog scientific name. Now you are asking, sir, frog is given more importance than human body? Humans are also important, and scientific name and biological name of the human. Yes, I will tell you Homo sapien. You are Homo sapien. Oh, my students, you are Homo sapiens. H-O-M-O-S-A-P-I-E-N. Yes, giving importance to frog because their systems resemble more to the human bodies. Now, these are the systems which are present in the dissection of the frog. Dissection of the frog is not concerned in your syllabus because you will do in the 12th grade, but I am just taking you extra. These information will not come in your paper. There is just extra information in your textbook. Therefore, I am just clarifying, because you may be thinking that it's not telling these things. So I am telling you the dissection of dissection. What is dissection operation? You are just going to see the internal systems of animals, internal systems of the human body, internal systems of anything. When you want to see internal systems, you have to cut the body. You have to cut by scissor. There are two locations in the body. Will you see my locations where I am sitting? You will see my hand movement will tell you the actual positions of the living thing. If you will see, look at my finger. I am touching my this position. This is anterior. Did you see anterior? This is anterior position. You will see towards the feet side. The feet side is the posterior side. So I will be slow. You will understand once again. This is anterior side. Lower position is a posterior side. Now see this one visible to you. One slide is also visible to you, in which systems names are written. Small picture you can see in which my finger is going towards this location. This one. This is ventral side. Ventral side. VENTRAL, ventral side, and the back side is called the dorsal side. Four things I told you: anterior, posterior, ventral, dorsal. Ventral, dorsal most important in today's discussion, because that two positions will decide that from which way you will dissect the animals or human bodies, because that dissection will be important. Because if you want to see the internal systems, you have to cut the body and you have to see from the ventral side or the dorsal side. In case of invertebrates, you have to dissect from the dorsal side. If you are going to dissect the cockroach, you have to dissect from the dorsal side. If you have to dissect the frog, Rana tigrina, Tigrina species, the genus name is a Rana, you have to dissect from the ventral side. So that is not in the syllabus dissection. You will do in 12th grade. I am telling you again, but just by diagram I am giving you some key points which will help you in studying other topics: digestive system, circulatory system, urinary system, nervous system. One thing more, skeletal system, that is not visible here. I wrote here skeletal system. These all systems will be visible when you will dissect the Rana tigrina. When you will dissect the Rana tigrina, when you will operate the Rana tigrina. What is the key concept I told you? When you are going to dissect the frog, you have to dissect from the ventral side. You have to dissect from the ventral side. Ventral side is this side. What this information is useful for you? Why this information is useful for you? Because frog is vertebrates and you are the vertebrates. The humans are the vertebrates. If you will dissect the frog from the ventral side, it means human beings are being operated from the ventral side, not from the dorsal side. If you want to dissect the systems, if you want to see the systems of the human body, we'll go back to the information. Two word is written anterior. No, this is posterior. Other word is anterior. So anterior, posterior. Once again, I will tell you, this position is anterior and lower position is the posterior. This position is the ventral. Look at the ventral position. This is the ventral position, and the back position is called the dorsal position, and the front position is called the ventral position. Clear? These four positions you will remember: anterior, posterior. So when I will tell you any organs, any specific functions, I would like to tell you. So I will relate that chemical reactions, that metabolism, that anabolism, those all functions of the organ system in reference to these positions. So position number one, this is anterior. Look at my finger once again, repeating the information again and again. Anterior, and the lower one is the posterior. This position is the ventral, and the back position is the dorsal. So dorsal, ventral, anterior, posterior. The fourth position I told you. Now go back to the next one is vertebrates. I have divided the animals into the two groups. That is, the one is the vertebrates, one is the invertebrates. Vertebrates mean that you come under category of the vertebrates, and vertebrate definition also in the elder classes, in the senior classes. But classification of the animals, vertebrates. You are vertebrates. The Rana tigrina is the vertebrates, and when you are going to dissect the vertebrates, you have to dissect from ventral side, this side, not from this side, this side. So this is the DISSECT dissection. Means you are going to operate animal, you are going to operate human body, you are going to see the systems of the human body. That is a dissection. Now you are watching a clearly surgery. This is a surgery, complete surgery, and almost surgery of the Rana tigrina, but that resembles the human body. How when the even the dead bodies are being dissected by this way from the ventral side, and then you are able to see all systems of the human body. These systems one by one you will study in 4 years. Some are in 10th class, some in 9th, some 11th, 12th, but I am going to brief you these just names in this discussions. If you will see here, now I have to identify. Yes, I will identify one by one. One I am identifying. That is identification. If you see, just hold on. I have to identify. Just hold on. I will indicate by marker. And now that is the indication is that if you will see this one is the lungs, and the lungs are the part of respiratory system. You are watching. Yes, and now go back to this stomach. That is the part of digestive system. You go to the pancreas. That is the part of digestive system. Function of pancreas, that is linked with the small intestine. And good news, I am telling you, digestive system very interested, and you will study in much detail, in which I will teach you pancreas, stomach, intestine, and actually you are interested to know about system, circulatory system. I already told you that is in your pancreas secrete two hormones. One is insulin, one is a glucagon, and that insulin decrease glucose level in your body. It will decrease glucose level in your body. When it will decrease glucose level in your body, definitely you are not diabetic. Technically you are eating the sucrose in the form of the chini. You are eating, you are drinking, eating lot of sugars. You are eating the sugars in the fruit. Why you don't become the diabetic? Big reason is that because insulin secreted by this gland will change the glucose into the glycogen in the liver. That is one of the main reason. Now go back to another option which I want to share with you. You will go to the these are two longitudinal organs you are watching in the diagram. Longitudinal organs, brown, reddish brown color, that is the kidney. That is the part of excretory system. Now you are watching that. That is the major hero of the body. Now I am telling, whenever you are watching the movie, you are already interested to know the hero of the movie. So I am telling you the hero of this human body, hero of the animals, hero of the living things, that is liver. Of course the brain is there, but after brain, that is the liver. Yes, you in the brain is number one, but liver, because everything, every food, you know that when you took breakfast, or even you was having the ATP molecule in the evening in the Ramzan. If you are eating in the breakfast up to lunch, you are able to speak. If you are not eating, how you are able to speak? You eat less, because you eat in breakfast. You was not eating between breakfast and lunch. So how you was getting energy? Because food converted into energy. Reason was that food was good, that food was stored in the liver. That is storage house of the food in your body. That is storage house of your energy in the body in the form of ATP. These are all terms you will study in next chapters. The food storage in the form of one word you will remember, the glycogen. I am using the word GLYCOLO, glycogen, GLYCO, glycogen, GEN, glycogen is the stored food in the liver. That is the. Now you are watching a motor, just like a motor. This one that is pumping the blood to all parts of your body. And if you're watching, that is ventricle present in the frog, but just like present in your body as well. There is a little difference between the structure of heart of frog, structure of heart of human body, but still I will tell you the ventricle present in your body. Frog has one ventricle, you have two ventricle, and frog pumps the blood to all parts of the body by ventricle. You also pump the blood by the left ventricle. Your left ventricle pumps the blood to all parts of the body which is oxygenated. You will study in last chapter in much detail, just giving you key point which for your satisfaction. And right ventricle, which is present in this direction, that this is right, this is left. Actually this is confusing, because when you are, this is heart situated here, this is right ventricle, this is the left ventricle. The right ventricle will pump the blood towards, right ventricle will pump the blood towards the lungs, and the left ventricle will pump towards your organs. So it means that you have two type of the ventricle, and your ventricle which is present in the frog, that is the one that is also pumping the blood to all parts of the body, and lungs are also present. Lungs are the part of difference of the function of the heart, the difference of the function of the human body I will teach in circulatory system. That is much in detail. I wanted to tell you one point only you will write, because that will help in the future. Three chambers of the heart in the frog, and you and the human bodies have the four chambered heart. Go back to any other right atrium. Yes, the chambers I was talking about. You have four, right? Now this finger will tell me the positioning of the chambers of the heart. Look here, right? This is right chamber. This is left chamber. This is correct. Exactly the same position I am talking where originally the heart is situated. I am touching the right chamber of the. Look here, right chamber of the heart, left chamber of the heart, right ventricle, left ventricle, right ventricle, and the left ventricle, the four chambered of the heart in your body. In case of this rana tigrina, the three chambered are present. One is a right atrium, one is a left atrium, one is a ventricle. So three chambered heart is present, because there is a one ventricle is lacking. Why that is lacking, that you leave for mystery, because it's for suspense, because I will discuss in the circulatory system. Now two blood vessels you are watching, students, that are the part of circulatory system. Two blood vessels. These informations collectively will not come in the paper, because that is just they are giving you extra information, dissection of the frog. But these informations will be useful for next chapters, because when you will study circulatory system, vein, artery information I have to give. I have to give you much in detail, cross section of artery, cross section of the vein, the blood vessels. You will see this one. And now I am going to indicate one by one. I will indicate. This is the vein. This is the vein, and it should be artery as well. Vein that supplies the deoxygenated blood back from your parts of the body towards the heart. That is, the deoxygenated blood is moving back from the parts of the body towards your heart. That is the vein. And oxygenated blood which is moving from the heart to all parts of the body, that is artery, ARTERY. So two blood vessels I mentioned, my dear audience, students. Veins, arteries, carrying oxygenated blood by the pressure, much in detail in circulatory system. I am not teaching any system. If I started one system teaching, so I require 7 lectures or 10 lectures for your sessions, and even 1 month for one system. That is quite elongated. Just giving initial informations about the organs present in the frog during the section, but telling the systems only name, just vein carrying deoxygenated blood from the parts of the body towards the heart, the artery carrying from oxygenated blood from the heart. Where is the heart? Yes, this is the interesting information for you, and you want to see the location of the significant organ. Yes, this is the one. Just like a shape, this shape, yes, this shape, this shape, this shape. Okay, this shape. Okay ji? Just like your with two atria with one ventricle. Now question is, what is truncus arteriosus? Don't confuse. Truncus arteriosus is a tube which carries the blood from the ventricle. Normally in your body, that is aorta. Aorta carries the blood from your ventricle to all parts of the body, and aorta is the main vessel which is carrying oxygenated blood from the left ventricle to all parts of the body. I am talking about human body. In this animal Rana tigrina, truncus arteriosus is present. Question is, sir, why aorta is not present here? Reason is that because there is only one ventricle. When there is only one ventricle, when there is only one ventricle in the frog, there is only one ventricle is present. So that ventricle is present. Because one ventricle is present, so deoxygenated blood will be mixed up. Deoxygenated blood will be mixed up. Question is, sir, why deoxygenated blood is not mixed up in human body? Reason, because there are two chambers. One is a right atrium, one is a right ventricle. The right ventricle will pump the blood towards the lungs. Left ventricle will pump the blood to all parts of the body. So left ventricle is pumping by aorta. Left ventricle is carrying oxygenated blood. Right ventricle is carrying the deoxygenated blood. It is pumping deoxygenated blood towards the lungs. And truncus arteriosus, which I was talking about, that is the spelling you can see, and you can indicate also. I am going to indicate truncus arteriosus. Yes, this one, truncus arteriosus coming, that is carrying both blood. That is quite tricky. That two type of how when blood mix up, animals die. When your deoxygenated blood mix up, you are a blue baby. Oh, blue baby never mean that your color is blue. Oh, blue baby mean your deoxygenated blood is being mixed in your heart. When that is mixed in your heart, you can't remain alive. Because deoxygenated blood when mix up, because oxygenated blood will go towards the tissues, and that tissues require oxygen, that don't require carbon dioxide. Carbon dioxide will come back from the tissues towards your lung. By that blood with the carbon dioxide is called deoxygenated blood. You need oxygenated blood. If your deoxygenated blood in your heart, there is a pore. You have listened, somebody has a hole in the heart. In your families, lot of people are victim, and they were telling there is a hole in the heart. There is a hole, sorak in the heart. Mean that deoxygenated blood is being mixed up. Such babies are called blue baby. Not in case of the frog, because truncus arteriosus is a special tube which will prevent mixing of blood, because the nature know that there is only one ventricle and there is no separation between deoxygenated blood in the ventricle, and so less duration blood will go into ventricle. This mixing will occur so less duration that will not damage the animals. And what will happen, that there is a little membrane in truncus arteriosus. That's why true aorta is not present. So you got this concept as well. We'll go back to the large intestine, small intestine. So esophagus open into stomach, stomach open into small intestine, the small intestine open to large intestine rectum. Once again, the much details, yani I have to talk almost 15-16 lectures about that system in the coming book, when we will go to digestive system, because I have to tell you the first part of small intestine, duodenum, then I will go to jejunum, then I will go to ileum, then I will go to ileocolic sphincter, then I will go to appendix. Why the appendix is present? Go to large intestine, ascending colon, large intestine, descending colon, transverse colon, the rectum, egestion, assimilation, absorption, and stomach digestion, the amylase action, the enzyme actions in the saliva, enzyme action in the stomach, enzyme action in intestine, and the waste of the digestive waste product comes out of the. Don't worry about these all terms, because one by one, again and again, that will be in your blood, because I am just telling you just names now. So this, if you are talking about, sir, you were talking about large intestine, small intestine, that was the part of the which system? Digestive system. Very easy. So this is the right atrium, ventricle I told, liver is the part of digestive system, pancreas I told you part of digestive system, attached with small intestine, will teach you in the next chapters. Lungs, respiratory system will first chapter of 10th class. I am teaching 10th class second year. Lungs, you can see those lectures as well, because that is not in your syllabus. Urinary bladder, yes, this is the point now to discuss. Not present. Urinary bladder, to store the urine for some time. We technically, human bodies have two openings. You know, one is an opening which is used to remove digestive waste product. One is the opening which is used to remove the digestive waste product, and one is the opening which is used to remove the urine. If you see the urinary removal, the urine removal, that is excretion. That is excretion. So two type of removal of the waste product from your body. I am talking about human body. I am not talking about the rana tigrana. Removal of digestive waste product is called egestion. Removal of digestive waste product is called egestion, and removal of nitrogenous waste component, liquid form, which is coming through the kidney, that you will study in 10th class, excretion. Excretion. Removal of nitrogenous waste component is called excretion. So basically, you are removing two waste products from your body. Number one, digestive waste product, which is coming from your intestine, from your stomach, that is egestion. And one is nitrogenous waste component, which is coming through the kidney. It is going through the ureter and urinary bladder and parts of the kidney. You will study in the second year, second chapter. So urinary bladder is to form the nitrogenous waste component. So I will tell you once again, don't feel that you have only one type of waste product. You are eating wheat, you are eating protein, fats, carbohydrate, that is going to digest into, and that is being digested by enzyme into simple form, and that will be excreted back outside. If that is not absorbed, some will be absorbed, some will be waste product, that is digestive waste product, and that removal is called egestion, egestion. Similarly, this urinary bladder will remove urine. Kidneys are involved, that is nitrogenous waste component. You wanted to know what is nitrogenous waste component. I will tell you in brief now and detail in the 10th class. I tell you, you are eating protein. Protein consists of amino acid. Amino acid consists of a nitrogen. Nitrogen is a poisonous element in the human body, even in the living things. If you will not remove the nitrogen from the body, that is just like a bomb in your body. Bomb is explode from outside. You see many people die. It's killing you from inside if you are not going to remove. That's why you go to washroom to remove the nitrogenous waste component. One interesting information I tell you, why you are removing nitrogenous waste component, because nature made waste product in one living thing that is useful product in another living thing, because plants need that nitrogenous waste component. That is the useful component for the plants, because that nitrogen is used to grow for the protein. So the nitrogenous waste component. So one thing is a waste in one living thing, and one thing is a useful in another living thing. Recycling in the universe, recycling is occurring. No element is coming from outside. That is recycling is going on. Mean that you are just removing, and that is becoming useful for the plants, and that is a blessing for the plants, and they will absorb in the form of the solution, cell sap, and the plants will grow. And that is a general discussion. I am not teaching a single thing, because just telling you all organs, because that were included in this section of the frog. So this is the ventral side. Large intestine you have seen, Truncus arteriosus, and the frog rana tigrana, scientific name, binomial nomenclature. Thank you very much. Why you are studying frog? Because that's little a bit closer to the human body. Thank you very much. We will come with the next lecture very soon. Allah Hafiz.